Hi everyone, Sailor Pluto here, Sailor Underworld, Trista here, and today we're going to talk about why Deep Glee may have her, how, the grounds to why, um, over why some of the followings of Sailor Moon in the first following and the two diff following were skipped over. Now, in the first following, a lot of the Sailor Moon sagas were skipped by the Walt Disney business and DIC Glee, and at the time, DIC Glee was owned by the Walt Disney business between 95 while to 2001 while. A lot of things in some of the early sagas of Sailor Moon may were seen to be not well for children to watch at the time. Now, I know some folks are going to bring up about what other lands have in their children's shows, but we're talking about what the settled land of 4-1 Reichs thought was right on the far seer at the time. Now, when it comes to Sailor Moon's 2-diff following, only one saga was skipped over, a one where Rini meets a deadweight by the name of Nessie. Now, this saga, folks believed it was skipped due to not being any foes to fight, skipped because they were in their swimming wear, and some folks believed it was skipped over, due to those two grounds. But the truth is that someone at DIC Glee lost the film to that saga. And someone at the Walt Disney business or someone at DIC Glee lost the film. And Andy Hayward, who was the head of DIC Glee at that time, and Eric Ziver, who was the head of the Walt Disney business at the time, thought that they could call someone at the Toei business that they had dealings with and ask for them to send them another film so they could then put that into English. And the folks at the Toei business told Eric Zaver and Andy Hayward that no, they could not send them another film because that would have to work out a whole new dubbing deal, for them just to get that one film that someone's carelessly lost back in the day at that time. So that's why DIC never did nothing with that one, because they lost the film to it. And over the years, many Sailor Moon followers, young and old, have come up with all kinds of beliefs about why the DIC Glee Sailor Moon and Pioneer Glee Sailor Moon didn't do very well, why they got bad broadcast deals on WB and UPN and USA and Cartoon and YTV and all that. And a lot of folks believe in that first, Nako Takiguchi didn't like how the Walt Disney business and DIC Glee handled Sailor Moon. She didn't like how Pioneer Glee handled Sailor Moon. And then other folks will say, oh, she was happy with the way they handled shit. So no one really seems to know. There isn't any truth out there to back up one saga, to back up another saga. So, yeah. Now, it is true that Viz did get the rights to work with all the Sailor Moon things, and that saga of Sailor Moon has been put into English by Viz if you want to go watch that or not. Sailor Fighter for Fan dubs, or Fighter for Love dubs, I guess, they put it into English too and had their deep take on it. So you do have two takes on that. And I know some folks out there are going to say, well, how did someone at DIC Glee back in the day lose the film? I do not know. But then keep in mind, Andy Hayward wasn't known for running DIC Glee all that well. And when it was owned by first Luxembourg Wireless and Farseer, and then owned shortly by Chavongli, and then owned by CBS, ABC Communications, whatever Talkings, and then being owned by the Walt Disney business. Yeah, I don't know. Someone lost the film. And Andy Hayward didn't. The only thing Andy Hayward felt that he could do at that time, and Michael Zaver felt, is they thought they could talk Toei into give them another film. And Toei wouldn't give it to them due to it had to be a whole new dubbing deal. Just only for them to get that one film that some DIC hireling, or I should say Disney hireling at the time, lost. And yes, DIC would then soon be free again for many years before being owned by the cookie jar business, but soon being owned by DMX News, which then began owned by Wild Brian. So at the end of the day, that's the grounds to why that one saga and Sailor Moon R, Sailor Moon's 2 following, never saw the light, never ever got worked by DIC, because someone at DIC and the Walt Disney business at that time lost the film, so they couldn't do anything with it. They couldn't skim it. Well, need be, they couldn't skim it. They couldn't do anything to it. They couldn't put any English. They couldn't shift the lighting. They couldn't shift what was being said or nothing because they lost the film. And Toei business didn't give them another film because they felt that would just have to work out a whole new dubbing deal with those two just so they could get that one film that someone carelessly lost. So that's the truth. Well, at least that's what I heard from, Magical Jill. At least that's what she learned. And I can't tell you if that's any true or not. So anyway, that's all the time we got. I'll see you later. If you want to watch the film I made earlier this morning with Sailor Earth talking about why cartoon or drawing, or why YTV handled Sailor Moon more good than the other folk works at the time, you can watch it. We'll see you later.